Oh my goodness. I have seen many things. I have heard the expression egg on your face, but I've never actually seen it in real life until today. Because Conor Benn had egg all over his face. That's right. Chris Eubank Jr. slapped him in the face with an egg. It cracked all over. So if Conor Benn pops out again, I just want to know, is he gonna blame the Clomid on the eggs absorbing through his face? That's all I want to know. Did the eggs absorb through his skin? If he pops out again, will that be the excuse that clearly those eggs that Chris Eubank Jr. slapped Conor Benn with were filled with Clomid, and it absorbed through Conor Benn's face, and that's why he pops out again, if he pops out again? Because I just want to know. Furthermore, the press conference, in my opinion, was trash. Eddie got dog walked. Chris Eubank Jr. is just too smart for them. He's too smart for them. He's too witty. I won't say smart. He's too witty. Just like his dad, he's super witty. He can think on his feet, on the fly, and he just destroys them in the press conferences. So I find it funny. Eddie was steaming, stewing, mad, and I loved it. Conor Benn was mad with egg on his face, and I loved it. I like Chris Eubank Jr. I like him. I don't care what anybody says. I like the dude. And I like the fact that he's exposing the BS, because really what he was trying to do was push the needle to make the other side so mad that they'd be like, oh, forget the rehydration clause. And I like how, I know, right, J Rose? What's going on, Prodigal? And I like how Chris Eubank Jr. exposed that he heard. Whatever he heard was like, well, the IBF does a 10-pound. And he was like, wait a minute, it's 12 pounds. Let me correct you there. And then Eddie tried to divert the conversation like he always does when he's caught with his back against the wall. He tries to divert, but he couldn't. The dude is just too witty. He's way too witty. He's way too quick on his feet for both those dudes, for the whole team. And I just loved every moment of it. I really loved every moment of it. Now, who do I think wins this fight? I don't know. I really don't know. Because here's the fact of the matter. I'm really hoping that Chris busts weight. I don't care what the fine is. Just pay the fine. I don't even care if you lose your whole purse. Lose your purse. Just beat this dude. Shut this dude up. He had no power at 154. After he allegedly was eating eggs, he lost all power. We have not seen it since. So now he's going up to 160, another weight class above. So jumping up 2 from 147, where he naturally fought at. Chris is sucking himself down yet again. He looked horrible at 159 when he was trying to make that catch weight. So at least they're at a real weight class this time. But I really hope Chris just says, F it, I don't care about the fine. I'm going to pay it, and you're going to fight me. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if Chris Eubank Jr. comes in 200 pounds the night of the fight. They're not going to call it off. Why are they not going to call it off? Because it's too big to call off. That's what you have to understand. While no belt is on the line, and truth be told, I don't feel like this is a pay-per-view fight. For the Brits, it is. Because they had two rivals, their dads, now the sons are fighting. So for them, it is a big fight. For them, it is a sellout crowd. For them, it is a pay-per-view. For us, I don't think so. I don't think Conor Benn's on that level. We've never seen him up that high. I'll get to the comments in just a second, guys. Let me just get through my monologue. I'll open up the panel, and we could talk about Conor Benn, Mr. Egg on my face. But anyways, this fight is too big to be canceled. So if Eubank is smart, he'll come in, weigh in 160, and then he'll just blow up to whatever he blows up to and don't care. Just don't care. Take the penalty, because a penalty is better than a loss. A loss against Conor Benn derails your career. You might as well retire. It's over. You're not going to make no more money. So take a hit for this fight, and it just ups your profile, because it will. In my opinion, Conor Benn gets beat up bad. The only way Chris Eubank loses is if he's weight drained. If Chris Eubank comes in 100%, there's no way Conor Benn can beat him. Conor Benn ain't even been in a competition with a Chris Eubank. Now, while we could say Chris Eubank Jr. has came up short every step-up fight, at least he's been in step-up fights. At least he's fought world champions. Conor Benn's fought a bunch of old men. That's what he made his career off of. He's basically the Randy Orton of the welterweight division. He came in and beat up a bunch of old men. And that's how he got famous and popular. Like, what are we looking at? Chris Algieri? Van Heerden? Really? These are the guys that make Conor Benn great? Again, while Chris Eubank Jr. has lost on the biggest stage, at least he has been on that biggest stage. At least he's been in there with really good fighters, with champions, whether they were current or ex or future champions. Now, I will say this. The Liam Smith fight, I don't believe it was a legit knockout. In my opinion, it looked like an elbow, caught him, and it dazed him. And it's so funny that Eubank was talking about how dirty of a fighter Liam Smith is prior to, because he was getting outboxed. Let's make no mistake about it. Chris Eubank Jr. was dancing circles around Liam Smith in the first fight before he came off an injury in the second fight. But in my eyes, from what I saw, it looked like he got hit by an elbow and he never recovered from that elbow, which should have been ruled illegal. Again, camera angles can play tricks on the eye, so I don't actually know if the elbow connected, but it looked like it. It looked like it a lot. And we ain't never seen Eubank ever hurt like that. And Liam Smith's not the biggest puncher. Now, he was on a tear before, knocking people out, got power out of nowhere, which was weird. But again, I will say this. In the second fight, the rematch, you can make the excuse on the other side. Oh, Liam Smith was injured. He didn't get to train properly, blah, 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 blah. But to me, it was really just a rinse and repeat from the first fight. The only difference is an alleged elbow didn't land, and Liam got beat up. Got beat up bad. So, with that being said, I just think the quality of opposition for Eubank is way, way better on a whole nother level. And at least Eubank has been around 160 comfortably fighting there for the last several fights. So, I mean, he'll be good to go, in my opinion. So, I'm going to open up the panel. I'm going to drop this. I'm going to get to the chats. So, let me get to the reading the comments, and then we'll let whoever wants to get on. Yeah, I already agree with that. When Eddie said Chris wasn't witty, I was like, huh? I think we all were. We did that same sound. We were like, huh? We made that Donkey Kong sound because that shit don't make no sense. Eubank is a G. I agree. A G with an egg. What's going on, J. Rose? How you doing? Humpty Dumpty them. I agree. All right, let's see. Hoping Eubank sparks him. Jonathan Banks is a decent trainer, especially with this work with Bandu Jack. You know, Bandu Jack is a highly underrated fighter. Ben was clearly on some. Now he can't. I know he can't even hurt people no more. I don't know if he was or wasn't. We'll say alleged, but he sure does look different after being caught on whatever he was allegedly caught on. Clomid. Sorry. What's going on, Vaughn? How you doing? All right, let's see. Yeah, Banks is going to get a hell of a lot of money despite potentially getting sued. I just take like I said, I take the hit. At the end of the day, you got to look at it like this, Prodigal. Let's say hypothetically, Chris Eubank goes in there and knocks Conor Benn out and loses his whole purse because he busted weight. It would be worth it because his next fight, he'll make double or triple what he's going to make in this fight. So it's a gamble on yourself. Now, if you lose and you lose your purse, it's a bad look because you left with nothing and you got a loss. However, if you win because you come in 100% versus depleted, you're just betting on yourself. I would do it. I would bust weight. I wouldn't care about the rehydration. I come in 160 and I blow up as big as I don't care if I came on that scale 190. Take my whole purse because I'm going to knock your little ass out. Frank Warren is suing Banks and Eddie / what is he suing them for? Eubank steps up fights also were debatable. The Billy Joe fight, he came on too late. Groves, he didn't have the right game plan, but Groves dislocated his shoulder and was packed up by Callum Smith. What's up? I would get on, but nah, you good, J. Rules. Banks beat 3 former world champions, although diminished. Yeah, I know. But that's what I was saying. One has been in the ring with champions and beat champions. The other ones Only beat what, Chris Algieri? If you consider him a champion, I guess. I agree. That dude's funny. Super funny. Ben Shalom seemed he was very irritated. And he was trying to call Eddie out on the BS about the rehydration. And then Eddie tried to shift it to the rematch clause. And then Ben was like, why wouldn't I do the rematch? Why wouldn't I? It's easy money. Easy money. And then what Eddie tried to like gloss over and let nobody hear is Chris Eubank bet it on himself because in the first fight, he's only going to get 40%. But in the rematch, he gets 60% if he wins. He didn't want nobody to hear that either. Like, Eddie just gets caught out left and right. And truth be told, he's left with egg on his face too. Winner gets a Canelo fight on their 3-fight deal. Skull, Crawford, Eubank / How do you know that, Prodigal? That's a whole nother weight class up. I couldn't see conorbenn fighting Canelo. To me, that's just as ridiculous as Crawford. Crawford's a much better fighter, but it's still ridiculous. Now, Eubank, I mean, I think he gets starched by Canelo, but at least he's bigger. He can make the weight, maintain the weight, carry the weight, fought at the weight. You know what I mean? And Frank Warren's stable is better than Eddie's because you see whenever they fight each other, it's always Frank that comes out on top. Every single time. The only thing Eddie has is Sky. Outside of her in female boxing, that's it. It's a wrap. Your cash cow got left schlepping, put in the Yamcha pose by Daniel Dubois. Which I'm going to be honest. I think Joseph Parker beats Daniel Dubois. Oh, I didn't hear that, Prodigal. I didn't know the winner gets Canelo. So Canelo's just looking for easy fights. That's all that's going on. He should beat Skull. That should be an easy fight. Unless Canelo's gotten old, battle-torn through all the wars he's been in. Look, man. I've heard that, Prodigal, about Sky and Eddie, but what Eddie should have been concerned about is when Sky was hanging out with Cheeks. Because, you know, she was down there with Cheeks around her camp and all them dudes that be around them. I think Cheeks introduced her to some people Eddie can't compete with outside of money. That's all I'm saying. Eddie got that new Samoan heavyweight. Who's the new Samoan? Who? I'm going to say it like this. I have seen Daniel Dubois quit twice in the ring. In my opinion is, once a quitter, always a quitter. You got to understand something. Gerald Miller was out of shape when he fought Daniel Dubois. Super out of shape. Daniel was easy for him to dictate the pace. Wasn't a hard fight for him. Hrgovic has been looking like trash. Hrgovic don't even look like he trained anymore. Like, look at Hrgovic 4 years ago, how he was built, and look at him today. Every fight, he looks sloppier and sloppier and sloppier and worse and worse and worse. So and then whenever you look at AJ, ain't nothing really happened in the AJ fight. AJ got caught, went into Bambi legs like he does when his chin gets touched, and it was an easy fight for him. We have yet to see Daniel pushed against the wall, back against the ropes. And I believe that if he's in another hard fight, he takes a knee and doesn't get up. And that's what I truly believe. What about Haney Garcia? What about that, RL? Let me know what you mean by this. What do you mean, Haney versus Garcia? I'm hoping y'all can't hear me chew. I'm going to mute my mic while RL lets us know what he means by Haney versus Garcia, because I picked Garcia to win. then I think Garcia beats him 100 out of 100 times. And that's not to say that Haney's a bad fighter, because he's not, but it's just stylistically, Devin Haney can't beat Ryan Garcia. He just can't beat him. It's not the amateurs. Ryan Garcia beats him even worse. He beats him even worse in a rematch. Devin Haney is literally fighting carnies and getting his girl took from Young Thug. Like, are we serious? How a man in jail get your girl? Haney's been down bad since the loss. He blew up, got fat, depressed. Shit's wild. And Haney's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. Like, Haney had the mentality of a throwback fighter, the mentality of a real champion. He fought the best at their best. There's no bullshit going on with catch weight. There's no bullshit going on with rehydration clauses. He chased the best. So I respect Devin Haney for his route that he took. But I've just got to be honest. He lost to Lomachenko, and he got beat up bad by Ryan Garcia. But that's not to say that Haney can't beat other fighters, because I think Haney can beat Tio. I think Haney is a stylistic nightmare to Teofimo Lopez. Tio has already proven he can't cut off the ring. He can't fight somebody if they move backwards. So if Haney just fought a smart fight against Tio, I think he would just outbox him. Let's go here. Personally, I think Parker should get his back with no. I disagree. Prodigal, stay away from Joseph Parker. I'm sorry, why did I say Joseph Parker? Stay away from Joe Joyce. Nah, that's too much of a risk. Because if the Juggernaut shows up on that night and beats him down again, he's not getting another title match. What Parker needs to do is go for a title. He needs to fight Usyk. Usyk doesn't want to fight Parker. Usyk wants to fight Triple D. That's what Usyk wants to do. Because Usyk wants to stay in forever rematches at heavyweight and fight guys he's already beat. Usyk doesn't want to fight the new guys, let alone what I think should happen, truth be told, and I'm going to tell you who's going to beat Usyk and beat him convincingly. Ajit Caballel. I got a feeling that Caballel will beat the brakes off of Usyk. So I think both fights are hard for Usyk, and he wants to fight Triple D, and that's what he's looking for. But I don't believe Triple D should be able to go in undisputed. I believe that he has to fight Parker. And then I want to see Ajit run up on Usyk in the meantime. Because I know what's going to happen. Usyk's going to beat Triple D and retire. That's what he's going to do. He's not going to fight Parker. He's not going to fight Ajit Caballel. He's not going to fight them. He's going for the easy route, to just walk away. And this is my problem with Usyk. When people talk about an all-time great, I disagree. He's not an all-time great at heavyweight. He's not. You can't have your entire heavyweight career be rematches. That's all his career is heavyweight. It's just rematch after 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 rematch. Literally rematches. All right, let's get back to this. I already answered that. Yeah, I don't know who that is. I've never seen Terry Muana. I don't know who that is. Big and strong, but he's not built like David Tua or Parker. He's real tall. I think he's an Olympian. I don't know. I've never seen him fight. Did you see Nigel Benn grit his hands around? No, I didn't. When did that happen? That happened at the press conference after the egg slap. See, I wish Senior would have been there. Senior doesn't want to see this fight happen because he knows all the BS that goes in the business of boxing to weaken his son. I wish Senior would have been there to beat Nigel Benn again. Because here's the thing about Nigel. It has always been said that he was an alleged cheater. And it's kind of funny to me how his son got caught allegedly cheating. So you have an alleged cheater and then a guy who allegedly got caught cheating. It just you can't make the shit up. You can't make the shit up. And I would have loved for Senior to have been there, because Senior, if you would have seen Nigel put his hands around his son's throat, he'd have whooped that ass again, right there for everybody to see. By the way, I like Senior. I love that dude. Like, that dude is one of the best talkers ever. Walking around with a monocle on. You gotta love Senior. You got to love Senior. All right, I think Garcia finishes Haney if they fight again. I do too. I think it's the wrong move for Haney to get back in the ring with him, because Ryan's got his number. Edgy Caballero is now the boogeyman for heavyweights. Call me crazy. I think Caballero beats him. I think Atama has just been match made well. He's not going to be Mike Tyson's record for youngest heavyweight. They want him to, but he's not. I think Adjit beats Moses. I think he definitely beats him. I don't have a lot of faith in Moses, to be honest with you. I don't really see what everybody sees. I see a guy with power, but I don't see a lot of technique. To me, he just looks like a big puncher. That's it. Yeah, Adjit did go to Zhang's body. That's how he stopped him. The body blows would cause. Yeah, because Usyk don't like being hit to the stomach. He don't like it at all. I thought Turkey wanted Opataya versus. I mean, they're around the same size. I don't know how big Opataya is when he walks to the ring. Because really, truthfully, all a cruiserweight is a heavyweight that cuts weight. That's all cruiserweight is. By the time they get in the ring, they're heavyweights. So I don't know how much, because Jai Opataya doesn't look that big. He's kind of like lanky built, stringy, I guess you could say. What do you mean ring outs count as insta KOs? What do you mean by ring outs? Like if you knock somebody out of the ring? Like we're playing Soul Calibur? Yeah, no, it's not an insta KO. Sometimes they start the count. If you jump up immediately, they let you get back in the ring. Now, if you hit the floor and you just out, like B-Hop was, then yeah, they call it off immediately. But I've seen where dudes have been knocked out the ring and they don't even count. They just let them get back in the ring. So again, it comes down to discretion of the referee, I guess. Yeah, but B-Hop was seeing sheep, seeing stars. Like B-Hop was gone. Boy, them famous words of B-Hop came to bite him in the ass in his last fight. Gosh damn. It came to bite him in the ass. Iceman said they get a 20 count like WWE. No, it's still a 10 count. But I have literally seen guys knocked out of the ring and there's no count. They stand up and it's like once they stand up to get back in the ring, they stop the count. But again, like I said earlier, it's referee's discretion. There is no like solidified rule. You know what I mean? That's what I hate about boxing. There are no solidified rules in boxing. Boxing rules change like the wind. Ben was kind of done during that ring out, and then had a second win. Kind of wish they called it there because G-Man was, yeah. His corner failed him bad. And you know, this is why I say that I don't get mad at fighters for wanting maximum dollar. I don't get mad at fighters for not doing everything the fans want. Because after you're no longer fighting, the fans disappear on you. The fans ain't going to be there to take care of you. The fans ain't going to be there to support you when you can no longer give them fights. So that's why I don't get mad at fighters when they don't really like put the fans first. I understand that the fans build you, pay for you, they pay your rent, so to say. However, the minute you're no longer hot, the fans disappear. Like, who's taking care of him right now? No fans. You don't see fans going to his house. And that's what I'm saying. So it is sad because we've seen, I mean, really truthfully, boxing is the most dangerous fighting sport. I think boxing's had the most deaths. It's had the most people put in comas. It's had the most people like G-Man or Gerald McClellan. It's had the most people like him because that one young dude, what's his name? Spanish dude? Same thing. Adames won. He was cheated. He was robbed. Shiraz didn't do anything. And that surprised me about Hamza because I was texting somebody and I was like, yo, Hamza a beast. And then in that fight, he looked like a kitten. He didn't want to let his hands go. He was getting outworked, hit. Yeah, Patrick Day against Conwell. Yep. But I wasn't talking about like dying in the ring. I was talking about being left practically brain dead. You know, they're not brain dead, but they don't know where they are. They're unaware of their surroundings. No, that's not what it is, J. Rule. The reason why boxing is more dangerous than MMA isn't because of a spread out attack of the body. It's because in boxing, you have time to recover. So the damage becomes worse. Because once you get knocked loopy, everything beyond that is just accumulating damage. In MMA, once you get knocked loopy, they're on top of you, hitting you. It's over. You're not coming back. There's no 10 count. There's no stop of action. They're just going to jump on top of you, hit you a couple of times, and the referee's going to pull you off. So the damage is minimized. Even though it looks more brutal, it's actually less brutal on the body because you take less of a beating after you're hurt. So that's why boxing, so much brain damage happens, is because when a dude really should be out of the fight, they're allowed to continue. They're allowed to get their second win. They're allowed to come back from the knockout. If boxing kind of went hybrid to where if you knock somebody down, you could stand over them like fight night and just keep hitting them, then you would have see a lot less deaths. Burmese? Let me look them up. It's not ringing a bell off the top of my head. Left way Burmese. Boxing is full contact sport from. So it's one of them Asian nations. What does it say? Myanmar? I don't know where Myanmar is. They kind of look like Muay Thai from the pictures. So it looks bare knuckle. Mixed martial art. Fighters allowed to use stand-up striking techniques. Okay, so like Muay Thai, they can do knees, kicks, elbows, punches, headbutts. They're bare knuckle. Art of limb is what it stands for. So it's bare knuckle fighting, standing fighting. So it's kind of like Muay Thai, basically, but bare knuckle. Oh, whoa! You said dudes get KO'd and brought back with smelling salts? That's wild. That's wild. Bro, it isn't good enough that you sleeping. They're gonna wake you up and put you back in the fight. That's crazy. Nah. What? No. No, ain't no how you doing. No, don't try my man like that. Tyler Perry looked like the softest dude I ever seen in my life. You can't be for real. Now I'm gonna have to do a share screen for everybody to see. There is no similarities. There's no similarities. Hold on. Here we go. J. Rule's gonna make us do it. He gonna make us do it. What the hell? All right, here we go. Chris Eubank. Look like Roy Jones' son. I could see more Roy Jones than Tyler Perry. All right, hold on. Here we go. Here we go. I can't believe we're about to do this, but let's look at it. Let's go to presentation, share screen, share window. No, entire screen here. Boom. All right, look here. Where do they look alike? Only CIC in common is a beard and this. That is Tyler Perry, 100% right here. And I see the beard. I don't see the similarities anywhere else. There go the man right there. There goes the man right there. Oops. Here goes the man right here. Look at that. Look at that style with the monocle. Look at this. Yo, I don't care what nobody says. I'm going to say he looked like the Monopoly man right here. I don't care what nobody says. The Monopoly man had a monocle. That's some Mandela effect. I do believe it. I'm sorry. I remember having a Monopoly as a little kid, and Buddy had a monocle. He definitely had a monocle. They're trying to tell us now that Monopoly man ain't never had a monocle. I call BS. You know why I call BS? Because we can do this. Watch this. Watch this. There's always evidence left behind. Check this out. The most hated. Hold on, Ben. I'll let you on in 1 second. Monopoly guy. Look at this. Look at this. Look. There's always evidence left behind. Where's LT when I need him for conspiracy theories? Anyways, I digress. Let's stop sharing. The most hated, Ben Israel. What's going on, Ben?
What's good, Tony?
Not much. How about yourself?
Man, just enjoying life, my brother.
Before we talk this boxing, I'm gonna say it again, my dude. Me and you, we go way back, the Black Channel, UGC Flame, way back. But I got to tell you, my dude, on some real talk.
Man, listen, I don't know you
Real
want
talk.
to
You know
address
where
my
I'm going. You know where I'm
I
going.
know. Oh, this is why I came. I thought you was going live the other day. You ain't go live.
I did go live.
I don't know. You must be had it in members only or something. I don't know. But I'm looking now. I'm like, oh, Tony live tonight. Let me get over here and see what he talking about.
Yeah,
But you know,
the Eubank.
Cam, like I told him, Cam straight, Cam good. But Gooch can get in the ring, punch him in his mouth, in his face, behind his back. He can get it. So, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? But you niggas ain't gonna be disrespecting Benjamin name and expect me to sit there and put a bow tie on. I don't walk on my knees, Tony.
Nobody said you did.
I'm just saying though, you know what I'm saying? Cause my motto, if I owe the nigga, pay a nigga. And I've been looking for them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Ain't like a motherfucker ain't told their homeboys, oh man, where your dog at? Uh, you know what I'm saying? If you dodging a motherfucker, the last thing you gonna do is tell his homeboys, man, tell your homeboy. And this been, I'm talking about, you know what I mean? So that's why I say I Gucci you all out, you and your feelings, my boy. Your period on. Calm down to change your pad.
I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, I feel like this. If you want to box them, that's cool. But you can't get mad at somebody for being mad at you for you not paying them what you owe them. Like,
I
I
ain't
don't know what
mad
the bet
at
is.
I
I
ain't,
don't know
I
what the
ain't,
bet is. I don't know how much you owe him. But I'm just saying, like, I just think it's a bad look if you tell somebody you want to fight them instead of pay them.
man, listen. He looked I ain't told him I'm gonna slap him with my motherfucking burner. You know what I'm saying? I was just keeping it mutual. But nigga know how I feel anyway. So ain't no if I woulda, but I'm just being respectful for another motherfucker panel. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm telling them, you didn't see Cam come off like this, and the bet came through Cam. He piggyback off me and Cam business. That's why I says all respect. Tony, one thing about me, bro, I'm a man of principle. I ain't gonna start nothing, but I finish a lot of bullshit, bro.
I
This is
hear
what
you.
I'm gonna say it again. I ain't gonna start nothing, but I finish a lot of bullshit, bro. So when I first thing I came over there and I told dude, drop that shit in the cash out. I'm thinking, this fuck you. I'm laughing about this shit because now you playing my cards now. Because before I get all irate and I know I done cornered the motherfucker that owed me something, oh, here go my cash out. Now what's taking so long you getting this shit to me? Why I got you here. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This supposed to be my thing, but motherfucker don't sit there and test me because, like I said, yeah, the whole thing was supposed to be me flying out there after I leave Vegas, supposed to come out there to Omaha. Oh yeah, we got. I hope you nigga. I hope I don't have to spin a block on you, country. But it was love doing when we was talking like this now. So that's what it is. Though. So ain't
I hear
nothing.
you, but
Ain't nothing.
all fairness is
Cam good. But
I hear
Gooch,
you. I
I'm
hear you.
dragging Gooch
Okay,
fuck ass.
Ben,
So you
Ben.
could
I already said how I feel. You said what it was. We both said what it was. So let's get to this boxing talk. Who you
that
got,
part.
Conor Benn or Chris Eubank Jr.? And
I'm
then
going
Teach.
kind of what they going what catchweight? Because I know they're gonna fight at a catchweight, bro.
No, they're fighting at 160. The only stipulation is Eubank can't gain more than I think 10 pounds.
So Conor being going up there to 160,
Yeah.
flying past 154, slap at 60.
Yeah.
Hydration clause on
Yep.
Eubanks can't get past 170. I like
Right.
Eubanks in that case.
Okay. What you got, Teach?
Man, first off, salute to the panel. And I gotta say, man, Tony, you've been rubbing people the wrong way these days, man, with your unfiltered take about this boxing talk.
What you mean? Who?
I feel like your raw takes on these talks been upsetting a lot of people, man.
Yeah, but you
That
know
what he
what,
supposed
T?
to do.
You gotta hold back a little when you
I,
when you
I,
give
I
your
ain't.
take.
I don't hold back shit. You know why? Because when I empty the clip, I'm always right.
All right. Man, first off with this Eubank and Conor Benn thing, man. Man, that presser was funny, man. Like the egg slap. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So we'll see how the rest of the pressers go after that one. But kind of, I mean, Eubank's last fight was that at 168? I can't remember.
No. It was all his last. I think his last 4 or 5 fights have been at 160.
160. And
Yeah.
and this fight is at 160. You say?
Yep.
All right. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much Eubank blew up like in those other fights. But if he can't get more than what 10 pounds, you said,
Yeah.
that might be a challenge. But at the same time, um, Conor Benn is not. He's not a big guy. Like he doesn't fit at middleweight to me. Not middleweight. Yeah, 154. He doesn't fit at that weight class to me. He's better as 147. So
Well, we've also seen Conor Benn come back since the alleged AIDS, and he ain't had no power.
yeah. Plus that as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even though with a weight drain Eubank, I think Eubank got that fight at 160. So I'm picking Eubank
Yeah.
in that fight.
I'm going with Eubank too, as long as we'll never know. We'll see how he looks on the scale. We'll see how he looks the night of the fight. But I'm gonna say, as long as Eubank is not weight drained, I have him winning, and I have him winning convincingly. Like I think he just outboxes him because the thing about Conor Benn is he only fights old people. Like everybody he fights is old. Now you could say that Eubank is old, but Eubank has kept himself in phenomenal shape, though.
Mm. Even before, even before this whole um this egg incident, like the eggs that he took for some other reasons that gave him so much power. I mean, I had Conor Ben winning that fight when it was supposed to be made initially. But then he came back and he looks like he doesn't have that the power. So
Really fast, teach. Prodigal, are you talking about Eubank? His last fight was against Sarah Meta, and that was at 160. Because he fought Sarah Meta, he fought Liam Smith twice, and then I think he fought Liam Williams. I think all those fights were 160. So 4 fights. I said 4 or 5. So he's had 4 fights at 160, and this will be his 5th one. What's it 168?
right?
No, Sarah Meta was at 160.
Double check the box rec to make sure. I mean, I thought it was 168, but
I'll
I'm
put a
not
box
sure.
right. Hold on.
But if it's 168, I got to think about that some more.
All right, here we go. His last fights. Yep, Sarah Meta. They both weighed in at 159 and 3/4. Then he fought Liam Smith. He weighed in at 159 and a quarter. He fought Liam Smith, 159, Liam Williams, 160. And then it was down here in 2021. 2021 is the last time he's been above 160. So for the last 4 years, he's been fighting at 160. So yeah, I didn't think I was crazy. Eubank last fight at you're saying his last fight. Okay, I see what you're saying. I understand now. I got you. I thought you were saying his actual last fight was at 168. I was about to say, nah, that dude been at 160 for a while. All right, let me see. I didn't know PEDs would affect Ben so much. Alleged PEDs. He can't knock out club fighters now. Let me see. I'm saying I got you, Prodigal. I understand now. So, Teach, who have I been rubbing the wrong way? Let me hear. Because I know I be known to flip the table, shake the table, cause earthquakes.
Everybody, man, like all the panels I've seen you on recently, you've been rubbing people the wrong way. You've been coming on Two Senses panel. You've been coming on Smoke's panel. Like everybody.
And you know what?
It's your raw, unfiltered picks, man. That's why.
And guess whose picks were 100% right? Mine.
Yeah, you were right. You were right.
So, I mean, like they say, truth is the new hate. So, I rub people the wrong way for picking right.
I guess it's your delivery. That's why they're upset.
I can't help but sit in this throne chair and eat my turkey leg. I can't help it. Let me see. What did J Rule say? Hey Tony, they ain't gonna do nothing but Yo, Jay, they ain't You understand? Me and you, Jay, we like some of the biggest people on this thing in real life, in reality. In the real world, you know, we big dudes.
Let me ask you a question, Tony.
Go ahead.
So this is about the Bivol Better Beer fight, right? I know
I
you
had better
picked,
beef.
yeah, I know you picked Better Beer the first time, and that
Mhm.
was like a controversial match because I thought, and I picked Bivol. I thought he won. That was very controversial because the public, they were going back and forth on who won.
Right.
But the second fight, I picked Bivol again, but I thought Better Beer won that second fight.
I agree with you. I thought Better Be won the second fight. I didn't make a pick. I'm gonna be
Mhm.
honest. For the Better Be Beeble fight, I didn't make a pick because the problem with Better Be is he's getting to that age, 40 years old, to where old overnight. So it's very hard, especially when they had such a competitive fight the first time. And then there's the aspect of the business of boxing to where they want a trilogy for the money. You know what I mean? So
Right.
with all those intangibles, I just stayed neutral. I stayed out of the prediction, but I thought it was 7-5 Better Beef. I
Yeah.
thought he cleared. The thing about it is, to me, the rounds that Better Be won were clear. The rounds
Exactly.
that Beeble won were clear. I don't see how Beeble beat him in the second fight because, like I said, the rounds that both guys won were very clear to me when I scored it, because how I saw it, and I don't understand how people gave Beaver the first two rounds. Like I gave the first two rounds to Better Beef. I
Really?
because it's easy for me. I gave him rounds 1 through 5. I gave to Better Beef. Round 6 through 9, I gave to Beeble. Round 10, I believe I gave to Better Beef, and round 12 was Better Beef. Round 11, Beeble. So it came out to be 7-5.
Right.
But
I
like I
mean,
said,
I
I,
thought,
to
I
me,
thought in the, I thought in the first fight, like Bivol, like he made his presence more clear. Like he was throwing and landing more effective shots in that first fight to me, right? And to me, he won majority of the early rounds. But in the second fight, I felt like he was more like conservative. Like he didn't want to throw until like the very end. And then when he did throw at the very end of each round, he was like landing a lot on the guy's gloves. Like he wasn't really hitting
exactly.
the guy.
And
And
that was my
which
thing, Teach. I was saying the same thing. Like
Mhm.
Better Be would land like one or two good shots, and
Yeah,
then Beaver would come back with a 4, 5, 6 punch combo,
on the
but
glove.
nothing landed. They were all hitting
Exactly.
on the glove, forearms, and elbow.
And then I saw Better Be pressing the action early, landing effective shots. I mean, the only I mean, the dude wasn't like he wasn't tired or anything to me, like fatigued or anything.
Right.
It's just that at the end of each round, Bivol tried to do something and it wasn't effective. That's it.
No, I agree. He was on that Sugar Ray Leonard.
But other
That,
than
that
that, I mean, I thought Better Be won that fight, man.
I agree. Like I said, I did not make a prediction for this fight.
Mhm.
Um, I did say I thought Parker was going to beat Bacoli because 48 hours isn't enough time. I did say I had Ajit over Zhang. Um, and then I thought Shiraz was going to beat Adames, and he
Yeah,
lost. And I agree, Jay Rules. They cheated Adames because Adames beat him. That
clear.
was like blatant
That's
rivalry.
clear.
Kelvin comes in. The most hated subscriber of mine. Tony can't score a fight. People gonna whoop Better Beef in the third fight. I don't know if Better Beef's gonna fight him in the third fight because he said he didn't want to fight him in the second fight. There might not be a trilogy.
I mean,
So
with this whole Turkey stuff getting up and telling Shiraz's score, I mean, there's a double standard to all this. If you hate Turkey, you're gonna point out. I'm not saying anybody in the chat hates Turkey, but most likely, if like you hate Turkey, you're gonna point out all his flaws, right? But remember, this is politics and boxing, and this happens everywhere. What do you say about Floyd telling? Although it was unofficial, but it's like almost the same thing. What about Floyd telling Tanky was down, right? And
yeah,
Floyd being a part of PBC, like open
but
scoring, man, like it happens.
but you could tell that the house money was on this guy right here, Beeble.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
They were over in the Middle East. It should have been neutral territory, and all you heard was everybody yelling Beevil several times through the fight. You didn't hear nobody cheer for Better Beef. Everybody in the crowd was yelling Beevil. So that told you who the house money was on. Because at the end of the day, Turkey in boxing needs Beevil to win because he's much younger. He has more longevity, and they can make more money off of him. Better Beef winning in the second fight. They got a guy who just retires from boxing, and then the belts are fragmented. So they gotta make Beevil the one who beat the undefeated fighter who stopped everybody. You know what I mean?
So you're saying the order that they won was good. Better be winning the first fight and Bivol winning the second fight. That's how it should have played out. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying, well, they want that for the trilogy, but what I'm saying is at the end of the day, Beevil will be the one. If it's a close fight
Right, he's
and they do
Turkey's
have a
guy.
trilogy, they're going to give it to Beevil again because they want to ensure that the younger fighter who can have more fights, who they can make more money off of, stays with the belts. The only way Better Beef wins in a trilogy is if he knocks him out. And judging off the first two fights, he's not going to be able to knock him out.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to Shiraz, I mean, we know that that's their guy, right? What's his name? What's the promoter's name again?
Turkey
Frank
Alice.
Warren. Frank Warren, and he's close with Turkey, so obviously that's Hamza's going to be their guy, and Adames. I mean, he just PBC guy who comes out of nowhere, right? He's not really tied with Turkey or anything, so obviously they're going to want Hamza to get the win. And plus, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they had like the betting odds on Hamza. So if he lost, he probably lost big. I don't know, but politics and boxing, man.
Yeah, I thought going over to Saudi would make it neutral and there would be no politics, but it's just business as usual. It's just that's boxing.
I mean, if Adames was to fight Hamza again, I would want it. I would want it to be in the U.S. and pretty much with PBC.
Yeah, I just highly doubt they're gonna let Shiraz fight him in
Oh,
America to where it's not neutral territory. People are gonna be on Adama's sides because I don't think I don't think Shiraz can beat him. I think because you gotta understand, he shut down completely Shiraz's offense. Like he completely shut him down. Like he didn't let his hands go because he kept getting hit by overhands. So I think the beating that Adames puts on him in the rematch, if he doesn't get caught, is going to be worse. And I don't think they'll run it back. I think this is one of them fights where it'll be a draw and they move them on.
100% agree. Like Adames' defense was like near perfect that fight.
Yeah.
That was slipping shots.
But yeah, that's the only one I got wrong because I picked Shiraz to beat him. And even though it was a draw, there was no winner. We all know who really won the fight. Adames won that fight.
But you know what my favorite fight was? The Virgil and Majimov.
So I had people mad again, like you said, because I said Virgil was going to go in there and big dog him. He was going to show the difference in because Virgil's much bigger than Terrence. And I don't think Israel is that good of a fighter. I think he's only had his career is literally built around 3 names. That's all. And he's lost to 2 of them. Mm-hmm. So I thought against Crawford, it was a draw. To be honest, I didn't think Crawford beat him. I didn't think he lost. I thought it was a draw. However, I mean, he just got big dogged. And this is what I'm talking about. What Virgil did to Israel shows you Crawford is way too small for Canelo because Crawford's too small for 154.
Yeah.
He's going. That's my thing. Like, I'm happy for Crawford because he's going to get a hell of a paycheck. He's going to get a hell of a paycheck. But he is going to get beat up bad. It's going to be bad. He's either going to do what Charlo did and run all night, or he's going to get beat up bad.
Yeah. I mean, with the Bud and Majimov fight, to me, that was a competitive fight. I thought Bud won, but I mean, he didn't win impressively. But I think he got the job done. I was more impressed with how Majimov fought in that fight versus Bud, because That style was just confusing to watch, but it was effective. Virgil versus Majimov. Early rounds, Majimov, but later rounds, Virgil just took him apart.
Yeah,
And I was surprised like Virgil was that composed because Virgil like he kind of usually gets mad and wants like a firefight, but he was very composed in this fight and
I
pretty much
agree.
yeah
It took
beat him
him,
to the body.
in my opinion, it took Virgil 3 rounds to figure Israel out, and then from the fourth round on, it was all Virgil.
But they're like sparring partners, so those guys know each other.
I mean, sparring partners or not, Virgil did much better against Israel than Crawford did.
What I would say about that, right, is Virgil beat Majimov up more than Bud did, but I think Virgil took more damage than Bud.
I don't know. I don't
That's
know,
how I
man.
look at it.
Because you got to understand, bruises, the darker your skin is, the harder it is to see bruises. And Crawford was lumped up.
Now, I've seen the shots Majimov was hitting Virgil with. Like, Bud did
Yeah,
get some shots, but I don't think he got
there were
damaged.
times though, like Crawford kept moving, right? There was times whenever Israel and Virgil were like head to head, literally resting their heads on each other, throwing. Because I
Mm,
think Virgil realized this dude can't really hurt me. That he's not big enough. He just can't hurt me. So I think that's why you saw Virgil take more harder shots because he knew that there was no danger. Like the firepower just wasn't there. It wasn't a threat. And Virgil, like I said, I told people, I was like, Virgil did exactly what I thought he would do: walk through him, big dog him, and that's what he did.
yeah.
Um, Again, I don't think Crawford can beat the other. I don't even know if Crawford could beat Fundora. To be honest with you, I really don't know. I know he cannot beat that Russian dude that beat down Tim Zoo.
In background.
Hmm.
And I mean, I like Fundora, so it's like I'm a little bit biased. Like I got him, beating a lot of people at 154. Only if he, uses inside style. I don't like Fundora like fighting on the outside and like throwing jabs and all that stuff because he looks too like clumsy and awkward and slow, like shooting jabs from a distance. But
Yeah, but
his inside game, that's where he does his damage.
well, from my understanding, Fundora was one of them dudes who got tall like overnight, late in life. So he fights like a short guy.
Hmm.
And that's why he fights so clumsy because I think they said he was like 5'8", 5'9", like into his late teens, and then he just grew out of nowhere. So he's a big guy with a little guy mentality, but I would say I agree with you that he's a much better phone booth fighter. But when you're that tall, you need to learn to use your range because you're giving up the majority of, even though he can hurt people up close, you're still giving up the end of your punches. Like you're not as efficient with punching power in
Yeah.
close proximity as you are standing back and catching somebody at the end of your punch.
That's my issue with Fundora though. Like I don't think he's ever gonna learn how to fight from a distance. Like for example, you see how sharp like Shiraz like throws his jabs, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't think Fundora could get to that level where he throws like a sharp jab. Like his jabs are like very slow, like you could see it from a mile away. He
I don't
misses a lot of
disagree.
them too.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. It's just it comes with experience and it comes with time and it comes with comfortability. You know what I mean? I feel like from range, he more second get. He's not comfortable, so there's that delay of letting shots go, and it's just gonna take him time to just fight like he should be fighting. I mean, it's great that he can fight in the pocket, but he really, in my opinion, he needs to learn to set up punches off the jab, run people into the straight. But let me flip it to another fight. You know who was trash to me?
Cool.
Xander Zayas.
I like Xander, but
Bro, that fight was so dirty. All he did was hit the dude in the nuts all night.
I mean, I like it. I liked his last fight. I mean, I'm not gonna say it was like extremely good because the dude is still learning. but he did enough, and I thought he did good.
Uh, I don't know, man. All I saw was nut shots. That's all I saw. I just saw nut shot after nut shot after nut shot after nut shot. The referee warned him. He dropped the dude after the warning by hitting him in the nuts.
Yeah,
The referee warned him again. And then for the rest of the night, he kept hitting the dude in the nuts in front of the referee and he said nothing. He literally just let this dude destroy his lineage. This man will never have kids after that fight.
he's definitely not ready for Fundora. So all the title shots that he wants, I think he just still needs to develop some more.
He said Galata 2.0.
But I like Xander. Like, I don't have anything bad to say about him.
But I'm about to end the stream. Any other fights you want to talk about before I go?
What about the fights this weekend? What about the card? There's like only 3 fights that I pretty much want to see on that card. Puello, Sandor, Rayo, Gary, and the main event. I think Puello is gonna win that. But I like the fight because I think Sandor is, he's okay. Sandor is good as well.
He beat
Um,
Tio.
yeah. With the Rayo and Gary fight, I'm going with Gary. I think Gary could get the knockout. I'm just not too sold on Rayo, man, because it's kind of slow. Like his punches are slow. And like me watching the Santos fight, I mean, and the way that he got knocked out, he threw one shots. He threw one shot. Um, what's his name? Santos came back with like a flurry and knocked him out. Well, knocked him down. So and I know Gary Antoine, he has fast hands. So Rayo's gonna have to watch out. And obviously with the Tank and Lamont fight, I mean,
I mean, that's a showcase fight for Tank. I
I'm
mean,
saying Tank in 8, knockout at 8. But I hope it's a good fight though.
as far as Antoine goes, they're putting him in there with Rayo so he can look good coming off of a loss. They want him to win. Really, truthfully, I don't think Antoine's that good because
Yeah.
truth be told, he should have 2 losses on his record, even though he only has one because he got away with one.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he should beat Rayo as well. But I don't think he's that good. I think Antoine's cap is like B plus. I
Okay.
don't think I don't see him beating any elite fighters. I don't even see him beating like A plus fighters.
All
I
right.
just I don't see it. He's not on the level of like Gary. Gary's a much better fighter in my opinion. Um
Definitely, yeah.
yeah, I just as far as like I said, the main event to me, I don't like it. I think it's nothing different than what Tank has been doing. He just brings up guys from 130 and beats them up. He's practically a 130-pound fighter. Um, it's a fight made to make him look good because Roach ain't got no power. Roach already got beat down by Herring. So, and we seen what Shakur did to Herring. And I'm not doing a triangle theory. I'm just saying you could judge levels.
Yeah.
Um, and my thing is just I don't know, like I don't hold this fight against Tank only because it should have been Lomachenko and Loma pulled out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we know legit that they were in negotiations. It's been confirmed by Bob Arum. So this is the only time I really have given Tank a pass. But with that being said, this is no different than the quality that Tank always fights. Like this is Tank's level. This is I don't think Tank's ever going to fight anybody. I don't think he's going to fight any of his peers. And I think he's going to do what he said he's going to do. He's going to retire here very soon. And his next fight is probably going to be like Esau Cruz or something. So I don't know, man. I'm like I said, I think Tank is a good fighter, but I don't know how good because he'll never test himself.
Yeah. We'll see who he calls out after the Roach fight. Well, yeah, that's it for me.
All All right. Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up there. I think Ben Israel fell asleep on the mic.
Mm.
Let me finish out these. I'm gonna let you close it out, Teach. Pachenko is overrated. Yeah, he didn't look good in his last fight, but he did win. He did beat Soko, and I said I had Pachenko winning, but you saw flaws at the end of the fight when Soko actually turned it on like he should have at the beginning. You saw the flaws in Pachenko. Kendrick Lamar is over. Gosh damn, Kendrick Lamar versus Canelo Alvarez. Man, that's gonna be a hell of a fight. Got fast hands, got size over Rayo. Yeah, Antoine. Rayo don't got a chin. Antoine got size over Rayo. Perfect fight for Tank. Roach might get hurt. I think Tank is bored with the sport. We know Tank ain't gonna call out Shakur. I agree. Shakur gonna put belt to ass. I don't know. Like the thing about Shakur is he really don't have no power. Tank Davis is very good at walking down guys without power, and he's very good at cutting off the ring, and he's very good at his defense is underrated. Tank has a very good defense, but again, you got to understand the eye test. Tank passed all day, but everybody passed the eye test against low opposition. We're not gonna know how good Tank really is until he gets in there with somebody like Shakur, with the Lomachenko. I wouldn't say Kiki's on that level yet, even though he's a champion. Lil Kiki still has more to go, but I like the way Lil Kiki's moving. Even though he went for the weakest champion in Baranchek, he still be their champion in his 12th fight. So that's really good as well. So I just want to see how good Tank really is. I want to see him challenge himself. I want to see him in a 50-50 fight. I'm not 100% positive that Shakur beats him, but I'm not 100% positive that Shakur loses to him because it's going to be hard for Tank to hit somebody who's just going to run from you all night and jab you.
Yeah.
I don't call fighting off the back foot running, but Shakur will literally run. He'll score like one or two and just play keep away and not throw another shot. We've seen him do it. So that's all I really got. Teach. I'm going to remove myself. I'm going to remove Ben Israel, and then I'm going to let you close out the stream. And by the way, Teach, when you going to make a channel?
I mean, never, man. I'm just gonna be on the panels. Yeah, I'm too busy for that.
All right, well, close us out. I'm giving you full control.
Yeah, man. So Tank is a good fighter. Nothing but respect to the guy. He is beatable only if you could exploit his tendencies. But we'll see who will be able to do that. Boxing speaks for itself. Let's see who backs it up when it matters. And I've always said this, at the end of the day, styles make fights, and the truth always comes out in the ring. We'll see what happens when the bell rings. Until then, everybody should keep the debates going. Peace.